What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Misty B, also known as Misty Bishop, the Texas Senate District 4 Democratic nominee. I want to say I thank all of my family, including, when I say family, I'm including also my fellow Democrats and my campaign members for sticking it through with me. It has really truly been a rough ride in the very beginning to the point where they were trying to keep me from being on the ballot. Went through legal proceedings, as a matter of fact, in the very beginning. And before that happened, my girl who's running for U.S. Congress, Robin Fulford. Yeah, I gotta say this too. She's the one for the job, and I'm not just saying that because she's Democrat, but I know what she can do for the people. She is for the people. Okay. So, if you in district, you in congressional district 2, please look at Miss Robin Fulford. And I tell you, yes, she does have a sense of humor. Yes, she's very fiery, but she knows her stuff and she will do whatever it takes to help the people. And I commend her for her hard work on that. So I appreciate you, Robin, for helping me get there to Austin the third time. The file with with the money and everything to be on the ballot. And I have to give kudos to my girl Laura Jones, who's also running for U.S. Congress. So yeah, I know some pretty great people in the area, you know, that has really truly been very supportive of me. Someone who's what we could see, a rookie. I'm a rookie when it's running for the office, but I do understand the process. Because as a matter of fact, I got my master's in public administration, learning how to be a legislator, and then I'm going through right now in the doctorate program at Liberty University to further my education in public administration, public policy. So I'm trying to make sure I am well equipped and effective when it comes down to policy making that would truly, truly help the people with their basic and essential needs. And one thing is to protect their rights. Um, so back to, giving gratitude and acknowledgement. Ms. Laura Jones, she is running for U.S. Congress. As a matter of fact, she's running in the area where I'm originally from, and that's Grimes County, believe it or not. So, for those back home in Grimes County, like in Anderson and Navasota, please look for Laura Jones on your ballot if you have not voted yet. Um, and then, of course, I have to give a big shout out to Montgomery County Democrats. I got to give a big shout out to my girl Ellie Rosa, and along with the Kingwood area Democrat, Humble area Democrats, Spring area Democrats, and of course Harris County, because that is part of Harris County. It's just the idea about it in Harris County, you got several clubs dealing with the Houston metro area. And then, of course, I have to really thank the ladies out there in Jefferson County for keeping me in the loop of a lot of things. And yes, I'm going to call their names out, especially because I do understand, I do live in Spring, and it is a great distance between Spring and Beaumont and Port Arthur. And I got to tell you, these ladies, they let me know exactly what's going on. They've been very supportive. They've been letting people know, hey, we do have a Democratic nominee who's running for the Senate race against the incumbent, So I got to give it to them. They have really truly been helping me out and keeping me aware of what's going on. And that's Miss Gayla Young and Felicia Alexander. I got to give them props on that. And of course, like I said at first, my campaign members who have been very supportive of me and been watching me and sharing whatever I post. I just want to give kudos to them, and I'm so thankful and grateful for them being part of the team. Even though, we have not received the funding to be able to travel and to talk to the people, I just want to say your spirit, your energy kept me moving forward, you know, and just talking to you guys, it kept me moving forward because, that's the reason why I put you on with me because I know I needed people like you guys to continue to uplift me and keep me moving. Um, so I thank you. I'm not gonna call your name because some people was like, don't, I don't want my name to be called out, because there is a lot of things that are going on, and I want to, protect my people as much as I can. So I just want to thank them for motivate me to keep moving forward and to not let those obstacles from keeping me from moving forward. And they even told me, if you don't get it this time, we already know you're gonna keep moving forward, right? Because you in it now. There's no turning back. You are walking in your purpose. So don't allow any type of failure to, and when you don't consider the failure, just consider it to be a lesson learned. So when the next time come around, you will do better. You got room of improvement. You need to go ahead and check and see what you need to do to get better. And I love the type of attitude that my members have. And I'm very grateful and thankful and blessed for them to know what it takes, what it takes for me to be effective in my purpose. Um, and of course, I do have to really truly, hands down, as my husband, um, as my campaign manager. At first, I was like, maybe I should get somebody that is very, experienced and then I thought about it, say no, because of the discussions we have over the years, ever since we've been together, you know, um, it was like, you know what? He is the best person to manage me because I tell you, it's been times when I want to give up. It's been times when I just like I cannot speak. It's been times and he really, really, truly stuck it out with me. And I just want to thank him for the love and the support that he has been giving me throughout the years for my other endeavors along with this one. And he knows this really truly is who I am. So he really has been working very hard, including, I gotta tell you, he's a very talented visual artist. So when he did the design, I already knew that a lot of people gonna like, yeah, Mac did that, but I just love that design. And I just want to thank him from the sacrifice, the time that he had put effort in to help me get where I need to go, being there, acting as my security unit as well. So and I'm very grateful for that. And of course my children who have been very supportive. And I tell you, my 9-year-old son, Monsieur, of course, he went to school. My mom is running for public office. So he told all the teachers and everybody already, that I was running for office, and the teachers, of course, they asked me, what are you running for? And then I tell them what I'm running for. But I just appreciate all four of my sons for being there with me, including my little 2-year-old now. It's truly been a blessing. It's been a blessing to be on this journey. And of course, my mothers and my siblings. I just want to say thank you. I love you guys for all the support and the motivation too. And some of my classmates who are also running too, Tanisha, uh, you know, uh, I just want to say, when we reunited again, it was like it's been years. Kind of remember you, remember I kind of remember you too, but it's good to see them. And then some of the ladies that are, going to go running again to be reelected, that are judges, as a matter of fact, that I had an opportunity to meet some years back when I was working at the law school over there at Texas Southern University. I really truly appreciate the love and support from them as well. And one of my deans, who was also He was the chair of the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. I want to thank him for stepping in and helping me and coaching me along the way too, letting me know, hey, you got this. You just got to keep moving, be more effective. How you do get involved with this group. So I thank him, and I thank Miss Marie from the Texas Women Democrat organization. I thank her for constantly keeping me in the loop what's going on out there, not just in a specific area, but she lets me know every event that comes through. She let me know, she shares it, and whatever I share, she share what I share. So that's the love that I've been receiving, and of course, like I said, I just gotta give a shout out to all that I had mentioned before. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for you guys. And I just want to say, for the two ladies up in Jefferson County, Miss Felicia and Miss Gayla, keep it going. Keep it going. I know you guys y'all work real hard in y'all communities. Keep being the advocates that you are. Because I tell you, y'all uplift me, even more. Just like I talked to the sister, Dr. Candace Matthews. She keeps me going. Inspiration, Amanda Edwards. These are the people that I look up to. That keep me going. Their energy. As long as I be around people with that type of energy, it really boosts me up. It uplifts me, and I hope that when I'm around other people, that I uplift them too, the same way, the way they uplift me. And I just want to say, for those of you who have not voted, it is very crucial to cast your vote. Whether you cast it doing early voting, which is already started through November the 4th, or you wait until November the 8th. Whew. I just had to take a breathe on that one because we are going through it, you guys. There's a lot that's in stake right now in the state of Texas. It is a battle. And I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, why did she say that? Know your history. Okay? Know your history. A lot of people do not know their history. A lot. And I'm still learning. And I tell people all the time, I am a student of life. Even if when I get my degrees, the doctorates, both. I'm talking about PhD and JD in the future. I just want to let you know you are not too old to learn. Every day you learn something. And if you say you do not learn anything, you're not living. You are not living. You are just walking, a walking zombie, you know. And I tell people that all the time. Like they say, you keep living. You keep living. Because when you keep living, you keep learning. And it's very important to know your history. And I'm talking about overall history, your heritage, the state history, the United States history. You need to know what has happened in the past in order for you to know where you come from and how you can move forward. That old saying, they do tell you that all the time. You know, in order for you to get where you got to go, you got to know where you come from. And that's true. That is so true. Because when I look at the history, I've seen a lot of changes, but I've seen a lot of regression over 50 years. I am standing right now on the shoulders of the one and only Barbara Jordan right now. Right now, I am literally standing on her shoulder. That ballot for this midterm election, I am standing on this woman's shoulder. Why am I saying that? Barbara Jordan was the first African American Hmm. To be in the Senate, the Texas Senate. She was the first. Since, and let me clear this up. And this is what they tell you. She's the first. But guess what? There were many before her. There were many. There were many Texas senators that looked like me. They weren't women, but they were men. And we just recently unveiled one in College Station. Believe it or not. Check it out. You could type up, you know, who were the senators of Texas during the Reconstruction era. Mm-hmm. The post Reconstruction. You can type it up. I say it was, if I'm not mistaken, there were four black senators. Four black senators way back in the late 1800s. And a lot of people don't even know that. And how many black senators do we have right now in Texas Senate? Can somebody tell me that? And what year is this? 2022. And that was back in 1860, starting out. Do the math. That's how you know something is not right. There needs to be changes to go forward and not idle and not backwards. So, that's why I say it's very important to know your history. Because when people don't know their history, we either stay in the same situation or we go backwards. Exactly. We go backwards. And that's what we're doing right now. 4 senators were black. 4 were black back in 1860. Now, how many senators that are black right now? I believe it's 3. I believe it's 3, if I'm not mistaken. It's 3. So, when I look at that number and I say, this does not look right, and then you have maybe one Latino woman up in there, 1 or 2, and a couple of women, and then the rest, no, that are not. It's diversity, but not the diversity it should show. It should show. And that's why I say I am walking in my purpose, yet I am on her shoulders right now. I will be, if I get in this time, I'll be the second African American woman, but I will not be the first. But I will be considered the first in 50 years. That's another problem. 50 years. if I'm not mistaken, and I might be wrong, but I know it's in the 1960s when she got into office, when she became the Texas senator. As a matter of fact, as a Democrat. And that's another thing. Back then, they were Republicans. Blacks were considered to be Republicans back then. But you see, we don't know our history, the changes and stuff, because the ideologies changed. The ideologies changed between the parties, the platform. And what I'm saying right now is that we need to know exactly where we need to go. But before we need to know where we need to go, we need to first know our history. Know our history. Big time. We are truly lost. We either lost or we just plain, what they say, ignorant. You know, it's all about me, and not about others. And that's what now the Democratic Party and some of the independent party come in to be for the people. They are actually, if you would look at the word itself, Democrats means what? Where do you think that word came from? Democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is built on the power of the what? People. So it actually switched over and really truly defined what Democrats are supposed to represent. We're trying to say the democracy right now, the party as a whole. Now, back then it was different, but now it's everybody being saved, not just a specific group. And that's the reason why it's very important to know your history. Is to know your history and look over it so you can get a better understanding. And when you see how people are going back and forth dealing with the voting rights, that's another thing. Some people are like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? So many people have died and lost their lives trying to vote. And now you telling me you got things that are put in place or trying to put in place to keep certain people from voting and for their voice to not be heard. No, that's not going to happen. It should not happen. But if we do not stand up in this election, it can happen. You see what happened with Roe versus Wade. Seen what that has happened. And then, with the George Floyd situation, that's been happening for years. It just so happened we have social media now. So we're able to capture all this. I'm a candidate that stands with this responsibility, accountability, and equality and justice. That's who I am. I say it again. Responsibility, accountability, equality, and justice. That's who I am. That's the candidate I am. I represent all those. Because the idea about it, I want to make sure everyone have that liberty. And I said in there as many times on my website or whenever I talk, liberty is freedom. Liberty is equality. Liberty is justice. And liberty is what? Pursuit for happiness. Even though everybody always try to correct me and say, no, you're supposed to say of. That's what it said in the doctrine. No, I said for. Of it means of possession of. We are not there yet. We are moving forward towards that, but we keep moving backwards. We keep moving backwards. So that's the candidate that I am. Yes, I am a mother of 4 sons, 4 black sons, married to a black man who is very talented artist for going on 22 years in November on 22nd. I'm an HBCU graduate twice. Got my bachelor's in administration of justice. Got my master's in public administration and policy. Then I also have my paralegal certificate. And I am pursuing and enrolled at Liberty University for the PhD program for public administration and public policy. I had the opportunity back when I was an undergrad to be an intern at the Harris County District Attorney Office in the Grand Jury Prosecutor Division. So at the age of 19, turning 20 years of age, I had the opportunity to see both sides. Whether, of course, I was working as a prosecutor division, but I also heard the cries and and the fights with defense attorneys. So, and not to forget, I do have experience working in several law firms and legal departments in energy companies. That's who I am. That's part of who I am. I am a creative, a published author. Okay. And I do have a self-subsidized publishing company too, along with that, and a nonprofit called We Are One Movement. And I'm also affiliated with another nonprofit for some years now, Swag Achievement Organization. Kudos to Miss Susan Alexander, who has really, really, truly believed in me to become her VP of Student Affairs and Marketing, which really, truly branched out to Texas Southern University over the years that I was there working at the law school with some very talented students. And as a matter of fact, two of them did run for office, and one is Miss Stacy Childs, State Board of Education, District 4, surprisingly. These are the people that I'm affiliated, and this is where I come from. And like I said before, I'm originally from Grimes County, graduated from Anderson Shire High School back in 97 as an honor student. That's who I am. And of course, my mother is a pastor, United Methodist Church, out there in Anahuac in Chambers County. Let us not forget, District 4 is in where? Also in Chambers County. So that's who I am today. And hopefully tomorrow, I will be representing you. I will be even if I'm just representing, it might state that I'm just District 4, but you got to understand, in government, when they said Senator Chambers, that means all the senators get together in each district to decide whether or not the bill that particular senator has written, based on what their people, the residents in their district, say they need to be put in place. We have to go before our fellow colleagues that are senators to debate with them whether or not this should take place. So if you vote, those that's in my district vote for me, and those that are not able to vote for me, regardless, if I become the senator of District 4, I will be listening to your issues too. We are all, in other words, we are all in this together. And it's very important for you to utilize your right. And that is your vote, which your vote is your voice. And right now, this election, you need to do it. You need to get out there and vote, cast your vote. And for those who did not register, either, maybe you just didn't have time, maybe you didn't have the documentation. If you know anyone else that is eligible and that, are registered to vote, and you didn't get the chance to get your stuff situated, motivate them to go ahead and cast their vote. And let them know, hey, yeah, Democratic nominee for Texas Senate District 4, Misty Bishop, said, hey, we gotta, utilize our voice. Because right now, if we do not do that, and I made this statement very clear on one of the social media platforms, the chains are right there by your foot. It's right there. Your mind has already been somewhat brainwashed as it is, but now all you gotta do is just reach down and grab the chain and put it around your ankle. Because it's sad to say, we got 5 states right now that have slavery on the ballot. Should they still could keep slavery in their doctrine, in their state constitution, or should they take it out? 5 states. 5. And they said slavery does not exist. Look at the criminal justice system. Point blank. Mm. I tell you, if you just don't know, I know what's going on around here. But I just want you to actually reflect. But as you reflect, please relax. Don't tense up. Because anger can take you to some places that you can't get out of sometimes. But in order for you to get out there and go vote, that will help you the long way. It does count. It does count. Some people don't understand this, and I've come to realization of this. Do you know what they call the electoral college? Do you know, based on how many people that vote for certain parties and stuff, they do decipher on who becomes that committee. If you see so many that are voting specifically in the Republican Party, you're gonna have more that are gonna be they're gonna lean towards the ideologies of the Republican Party. So for those Democrats out there, those liberals, those progressive ones, we got to get on the ball. We got to motivate people to get up there and vote that are considered, because a lot of the Democrats and a lot of liberals and a lot of progressives have been sitting back and not voting because they feel like their vote is not counted for. But we got to make sure they get out there and vote, because they're at this point. They said when you do not vote in a certain amount of years, guess what they do? You got to re-register. You have to re-register. So you go up there and like, oh, I got no, you're not registered, because guess what? How long has it been since you voted? Then on top of that, the more people that are non-liberal, I'm just gonna put it like that, are non-liberal, are gonna lean more to whom? And that's gonna be based on electoral college. And that's why we're trying to get away from that. But as of right now, this is the time to go vote. It really is. If you saw what happened to Roe versus Wade, and you saw what's going on with the voting rights right now as we speak in Texas, they're watching us. All states are watching to see what Texas is going to do. So we're going to have to show them that we are fighters. And we're trying to protect everybody's rights. Everybody's rights. So please do not take this lightly. I hope you learned a little history here and there. I would be more specific, but I don't want to take too much of your time. But I wanted to give you some time to know where I'm coming from, who I am, and give you some type of knowledge base on why it's very important to cast your ballot, either during the early voting or November the 8th. And be careful out there. Be careful. We had got word a couple of days ago about a mass. Well, it wasn't a mass shooting, but it's the idea about it. It happened at a hospital in Dallas. Lost two. I think it was one. One was killed and one was a critical condition. Two nurses close to the babies, labor and delivery. Wow. So yeah, please be careful. And I'm telling you right now, even if you do decide to vote on the other side, but let me tell you something. If you do, you just realize what you just did. Because the idea about it, We witnessing we're witnessing too much. Too much. A lot of the people are losing their minds, committing so many crimes that you wouldn't even think of. Women's rights are being tarnished. Voting rights is up in that bracket too. Veterans are barely getting by. Social Security, we don't know what's gonna happen with that. It just some teachers. Oh my gosh, education, the foundation of all systems. My goodness. Thank you for your service, my teachers out there, and all those who work in education, whether you're a secretary, a clerk, janitor, bus driver, and all different levels. I'm talking about like higher learning too, you know. Kudos for y'all. Blessings. I was there as a volunteer parent and as parent too, still, and as an employee at an public institution for higher learning. So it's got to get better. COLA. Look it up. You know what I'm talking about. The teachers know. And those pensions, mm-hmm. They know what I'm talking about. I definitely, like I said, if I don't get in this time, don't put it like this. You know me based on what I'm telling you. But those who know me, they know how I am. You will get to know who I am. Watch and see. Watch and see. If I don't get in, you still gonna know who I am. You still gonna know. So, but the most important thing, I want you to vote, regardless of who you vote for. Vote. Be very conscious of who you vote for, though. Be careful with that, because your life is in their hands. And if you're not satisfied with what's going on right now, you already know what you need to do. But for all of those that are in District 4, I might not have knocked on your doors. I might not have called you. I let you guys, I allow you to have your peace of mind. I really am. Your privacy. But I want you to know that I'm here for you. I am your advocate. And I'm talking about the people in Jefferson County. I'm talking about people in Galveston County. I'm talking about people in Montgomery County and Northwest Harris County. That means, of course, Spring, Tomball, Kingwood, Atascocita, Humble, the Woodlands, Conroe, Willis, and with Jefferson, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Crosby, Chicago, all those, Galveston, yes, Chambers, Anahuac, yeah. If I did not show up to speak and talk to you, I'm sorry, but I was there in spirit. Because someone that comes and tell me what's going on. And I jot it down and like, okay, this is what needs to be done. And so when that day come for me to sit at that desk, it'll already be there when it's time to debate, to get it into play, to make sure you're taken care of. That's what I do. I work behind the scenes. So you never know what I'm doing. Just let you know I'm still yours. So please vote. Your life depends on it. Have a good day.